back to another week of the show to get you in the know. We are here after the bye week. The Saints had a week off. Feels like they're coming back a little more injured than they went into the bye week as, but that's football, right? Week to week, any given Sunday, next man up mentality. The Saints have done a good job with that. The secondary. We lost Paul Vivo earlier in the season. We lost Marcus May due to suspension. So not a huge concern for the secondary sides. Obviously, losing Marshall Lattimore to injured reserve looks like he's going to be out to at least December. It's a big hit. Just no doubt that he is number one corner in the league. So that's a big hit. But again, the defense I'm not too worried about because it's going to be a next man mentality, which they've done a good job at so far. On the other side of the ball, injured reserve as well is Michael Thomas. It's one of those where it's unfortunate, right? But the Saints have drafted accordingly. We drafted A.C. Perry, we drafted Chris Olave, we found Rasheed. So we still have the weapons. It's going to be no excuse on the offensive side of the ball. Michael Thomas is definitely a great security blanket, but that does not excuse the offense from not producing despite being down one of their best players. You still have AK out of the backfield. You still have Jamal Williams who can get to that short yardage. You still have Taysom Hill. Still a lot of options on the offensive side, so we definitely have to get that going. And as well, we haven't seen A.T. Perry a whole bunch, so it feels like this should be the game that it happens with. Especially with kind of like that possession receiver, Michael Thomas style player that it feels like A.T. Perry can be for the Saints. So that'll definitely be interesting to see if A.T. Perry, gets a little more active, a little more run today. Fellow inactives for the Saints for the game. Obviously, again, Marshall Lattimore out, Michael Thomas out, but the other one out is Dre Miller. And it looks like Jimmy Graham is inactive as well. So Saints down a couple of pieces, but coming out of the bye week, I think it feels like we're less healthy than we're going because of the two big games. You have your number one option on offense and your number one corner on defense. But nonetheless, I expect the Saints to still put their best foot forward and really make this game a game. If there's one thing about the NFC South is they don't play each other hard. So I fully expect it to be a tight game, very likely going to last minute type games against the Falcons. And, there's something to play for because when you look at the NFL standings, you have the NFC South, which is still, I think everybody knew it was going to be a close race after the first couple of weeks. Falcons and the Bucs looked better coming out of the gate than we expected them to be. So Saints currently sit atop the NFC South at 5-5. This game against Atlanta is very, very important just because you have one game between the Falcons and Saints right now. And since we're playing the Falcons, that's very important because if we win this game, that puts us over the Falcons as far as having that tiebreaker. And it also puts us tied for divisional games. So if the Saints come out and beat the Falcons, we'll have that one win over them. That is really beneficial to have going forward. So the Saints will still be on top if they win. If they lose because of the Falcons' divisional record and the tiebreaker being 3-0, it's going to be a real tough uphill battle for the Saints to come and other reasons like that where the division is tight. If the Saints find a way to take this game, it puts some cushion between us and the Falcons. Other than that, we're going to kind of look at the rest of the games that are going on today. As far as divisional games go, we have Tampa against Indy and then Carolina against the Titans. So those are two games to watch. Not so much the Panthers, but more so the Buccaneers because, again, they are 4-6. They have the same divisional record as the Saints. As far as the divisional records go, if we win again today, we'll have a better divisional record than them, and they will still have the same record just because of not playing divisional opponents today. So, again, it's just a very important game today for the Saints. I really want them to, for a big reason, put some cushion between us and the Falcons, and this is the game to do it in. So, again, the Buccaneers are playing the Colts. The Colts are 5-5. Kind of you get what you get for them week after week. So it'll be an interesting game to see. What team shows up for both of them. Like I said in past, Baker Mayfield's one of those guys where he's either going to play like Baker Mayfield or he's going to play like Tom Brady. I feel like we're feeling this game for him. He has these games that just you see why he's in the NFL. He has other games that there's a reason that he's kind of bounced around. So it'll be interesting to see how they do against Indy. Again, the Carolina Denver game, not super important just because they're 1-9 right now. They are playing the Titans, so that's going to be just something to keep an eye on. All of the NFC South games are at noon today, so Saints, Falcons, noon, Buccaneers, Colts, noon, Panthers, Titans, noon. So all those games will be over by the 3 o'clock mark, so we'll have a little picture of the NFC South. Assuming that the Buccaneers lose, Saints beat the Falcons, they're in a pretty good position, all things considered. I think a lot of people at the beginning of the season expected the Saints to run away with it. Some people were hesitant to say such. It's kind of a NFC South crapshoot right now, right? We're just really not sure who's going to make those couple of games that matter to take the division towards the end of it all. But the Saints definitely need to win out purely because of their current situation with the Falcons being so close to them. The Falcons having a better record as far as the overall divisional record goes, because the Saints are 1-1 with the loss to Tampa and the winner to Carolina. And we play Atlanta the very last week of the season, week 18 again. So if this game is important now, depending on how the rest of the season goes, that week 18 matchup is going to be even more important. So that's going to be fun to watch. Jumping over to the Atlanta Falcons side, we had a couple injuries over there, but the only person who was out was Matt Collins. I believe this is the second game missed, possibly more. I'm not 100% sure. David Amendola, former player, was kind of going through the motions early on in the week, but he wound up being ready to go, and he will play against his former team and the Saints. So that's going to be fun to watch. It feels like lately we've had a lot of divisional guys or Saints guys go over to divisional opponents, which I don't love. I kind of enjoy the animosity that comes with the NFC South. Lots of nonsense talking, for lack of better words. So it's going to be fun week. A lot of early action for the NFC South because all the games are played, and then the NFC South is also done with 5 weeks. So from here on out, it's just pure games every week. We're going to see wins and losses and who runs up on top. So as far as games around me, this is one of those weeks where everybody's kind of middle of the road, right? Now you have a couple of outliers out there. It's crazy to see the Browns at 7-3, the Chiefs 7-3. Nobody's surprised there. Bills and Eagles is going to be a good one this week, just purely because Bills, made some changes in their staffing and a little better, frankly, after they made that thing. But the Eagles are sort of seem to be in the NFL with the 9-1 record there. I think the only other team that I think are probably on the same level as the Eagles right now. Consistency-wise, the 49ers, and even then the 49ers have had some up and downs. Philadelphia Eagles just find a way to win football games. Top to bottom, just a well-built team right now. They really understand their strength and how to reward themselves. But not a whole lot of crazy action that we need to pay attention to at this point in the season because the division is so tight. The Saints with their current record, we really need to worry about that actual number one spot, right? Because with the record that we have right now, it's not looking great as far as trying to find something, in the hunt, because the Cowboys are 8-3. The Vikings, who I think everybody thought would kind of, fall, are 6-5. Seahawks 6-5. So, and you even kind of have the Packers not really figuring things out, but there's still talks of Aaron Rodgers coming back. And if he comes back and the Saints are in a position where they're trying to fight for a wild card slot towards the end, the record's just not quite there for them. So, nonetheless, I digress. We'll kind of hop into some anytime touchdown scores. For the Saints, I'm going to go against the grain. You guys know that I like to kind of pick that one off. I had the one earlier in the season where I said Saints defense. So this week, I think I'm going to go with A.T. Perry. I don't know how much run he's going to get, but I feel like anytime you have a guy who, I think he's a possession type receiver. He's big. He's strong. He kind of showed in the preseason that, he can be that guy to get the ball when it's placed in a spot where only he can get it. And his odds are pretty much plus 500 everywhere. And that just feels like good value considering, we don't do a great job of getting in the end zone, all things considered. But week off, Carr coming off with some adversity, we've struggled to see him really connect with the weapons we have. So maybe fresh legs, fresh hands out there, it will give Carr some rejuvenized effort to go to him and to kind of feed him. And then as far as around the league, we'll just pick one from around the league that I like a lot. And it's one of those ones where the odds don't feel as good as they should be, just because I feel like he doesn't, get as much love as he should. But it feels like it's I don't know. Derrick Henry, he's always a solid choice, right? And I don't know. Again, he's plus 110 right now. It feels like those odds are good for him. I know Tennessee has kind of been hit or miss with the actual use of him, right? That's no surprise this season. However, they're playing the Carolina Panthers. I kind of think that they can go up early and then just kind of feed him, and that's going to give him a pretty good solid game. So Saints anytime touchdown scorer, again, A.T. Perry. Around the league, anytime touchdown scorer, Derrick Henry for the Tennessee Titans. Other than that, we will be back post-game with a post-game recap show. Tune in. Make sure you guys stay locked in and like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate it, and we will see you post-game.